welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Look there inside a MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tonight, rivals to battle in the NFC East. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, alongside Greg Olson, the kicker, Brandon Aubrey. Set for the start. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by the first-round pick in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
There's a lot to like about this young quarterback, and of course, we're going to have to wait and see. Can he take advantage of this opportunity in front of him, Mike? But he has not been shy. He says, I know I can play at this level. I know that I can lead an NFL franchise, and we're going to get a shot to see it here, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
And he's going to be hit and drop behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this ball.
You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. Darius Slayton was the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a third down.
I like the aggressiveness early in the game, right out of the gate. Make the defense realize we are going to challenge you downfield, and what that does is it opens everything else up. Now, you got to hit a couple of these, and don't be surprised if they go back to a deep shot here pretty quickly.
And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And we all know how talented this guy is, Mike, right? From the physical sense, that's obvious. But what really separates him, and it really came through when we had a chance to talk to him this week, is really his ability to operate from the neck up. His processing speed, his decision-making. It seems like he's always one step ahead of the defense, and when he's on, he's proven to be really hard to beat.
Dak going to put it up right away. He'll get this complete. It's George Pickens.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap for Prescott. It's into the hands of Pickens once again. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. 14 on the pickup. That's good for a Dallas first down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
On 2nd down, it's Dak. Hit as as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
Yeah, and that one just didn't feel right from the jump. I think he sensed that he was either going to take a sack or get baited into making a bad throw. So ultimately a good decision, just throw the ball away.
He'll try and get there on the ground. And they'll only get a couple on this one, so the defense holds, and it brings up fourth down.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
On fourth down, the veteran Brian Anger on to punt for Dallas. Gunnar Olszewski is deep for the Giants. He'll take this in back at the 16. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Giants offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. A play fake, now dart. He takes off. And they will finally get him down, but not before he's able to take this up near the 40-yard line. Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
Quarterback's lucky on that one, Mike, that ball ended up just harmlessly falling to the ground. It was that initial pressure that got to him that forced the errant throw, and fortunately for this offense, that ball didn't end up going the other way.
They try to work the screen with Scalaboo. Down the sideline, and they will finally run him down. A big-time play out of the G-men. It's a gain of 34.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
A run with the man out of Purdue. That's Tyrone Tracy. And he'll bring this inside the 15. That's good enough for the first down.
7-yard gain.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on third down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in third down. I want to get all of my conversions on first and second down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
Second down and
So one of the elements of a good screen game is the quarterback having the timing in his head to know, I want to hold the ball long enough to get the rush to commit to me, to set up the blocking and set up the back behind them. But I also can't hold it on forever because then I don't have an opportunity to deliver the ball. So it was really more of the latter here where he's trying to hold on as long as he can. The pressure just...
And he will get into the end zone. Isaiah Likely. Touchdown, Giants.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and They come away with 6, so that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Jason Sanders on for the point after. He's got it. And the Giants will take a 7-0 lead.
The score, Giants 7, Cowboys 0.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Cavante Turpin on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Cowboys offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Williams. Not much there, maybe a yard.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. Dak gonna run with it himself. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
Here's a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. Able to get loose after the catch for more yardage. That'll be a pickup of 21.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Pistol now for Prescott. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Dexter Lawrence getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Dak facing 3rd and long. On the move left. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35. What a letdown for the defense. They allow a conversion on 3rd and 16.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down. Mike, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
That's right side. He's got Ferguson. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. They get 24 on that one. And just like that, it's first and goal.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. Now Prescott. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Jake Ferguson. Touchdown, Dallas. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. He knocks it through. Cowboys will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Giants offense and running back Cam Scatterboot headed out for their next possession. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. The drive will begin with a run by Scatterboot. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. 16 yards on the game. And a quick first down.
And the Giants first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
And that'll be a pickup of 3.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Scatterboot. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
Out of the gun, 3rd down. It's Dart. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
And while the play results in an incompletion, I think these are the type of decisions from a young quarterback that you're okay with. If the play's not there, if you don't feel good, throw the ball away, don't turn it over, and let's live for the next play call.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. all even on the scoreboard. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. On to the second quarter. Cowboys possess the football. They'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 20. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in, and that'll go down as an incompletion. Jake Ferguson was the intended target, and that will lead to a 2nd down.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
To Jake Ferguson. 5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Third down, they need 5. Prescott. Here's a screen set up to Williams. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the 1st down.
Now Prescott going to make the read and keep it himself. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc, and that's exactly what happened here.
2nd down, Prescott. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Kayvon Thibodeau getting in for the sack, and that's going to lead to 3rd and very long.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on 1st and 2nd down to stay ahead of the chains so 3rd down is not so daunting.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Prescott now. This one caught by CeeDee Lamb. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
And after being shut down in the opening quarter, he makes his 1st catch here with that one, and they're going to need to continue to build off this if they plan on leaving here today with a win.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Look to hit him with the jet sweep here to begin this drive. And he tries to get to the edge, but cannot do it. Good job by the defense. No gain.
So, Mike, this is a great example and a great moment to bring up why it's so important for these offenses to make everything look the same. Formationally, pre-snap movement, because the second that motion looks like a jet motion and he's going to get the ball as opposed to a traditional motion, these defenses are so in tune with all those little differences. They know it's coming, and there's not going to be a lot of game.
Get this into the hands of Neighbors. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
It's a gain of 8.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
They'll try to run for it with Scatterboo. And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controls the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up fourth down.
Fourth down.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
Here's Jordan Stout now as he's on to punt for the Giants. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. He was looking for that cutback lane, but it never developed. Tracked down behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Here's Dak to throw. That's complete to Cavante Turpin. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. 3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
They'll run the zone read here on 3rd down. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
39-yard line.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
On 3rd down, Prescott. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
And that is no good. He missed it. And the score remains tied at 7.
Just an ugly-looking kick right from the jump, Mike. I mean, it was the snap initially. That led to a bad hold. That led to a little bit of a mistiming of the kicker's steps. And you add all that up, and that's the kick you get.
Here's Dart on 1st and 10. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Cowboys' 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. On the give, it's Tracy. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. 17 yards, the gain there. That's good for a Giants first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback, working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder, Kenneth Murray.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The Cowboys offense starting to trot out for this next possession. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. To throw is Dak. The pass rush gets home and he goes down. Roy Robertson Harris getting in there to drop him. It'll be a loss of 7 to start this drive.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Prescott. This one is caught by Turpin. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play.
After that 1st down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on 2nd down. That big chunk brings them from 2nd and long to now at least 3rd and manageable.
3rd and short. Prescott, and that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. The Giants offense ready to get back to work. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Off the bootleg, here is Dart. He'll get that. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Cowboys have it. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they forced the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
On for the PAT is Aubrey. It's up and through. And the Cowboys will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Giants 7.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. On the return, it's Gunnar Olszewski. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Giants offense and running back Cam Scattaboo headed out for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Quick throw on the RPO, and he gets it to Mooney. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 31-yard line.
Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun. It's Dart. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
He'll look deep here for Neighbors. He's got it! And he will score! Malik Neighbors. Touchdown, New York. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Giants will tie things up. We are all even at 14. We are all square, 14 apiece. The score as this one's away. CeeDee Lamb there to return it. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Dak to throw. This pass right side, caught by Lamb.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
Here comes 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Over the middle to his tight end, Ferguson. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
At the 49-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's into the hands of Lamb.
Prescott's pass complete to C.D. Lamb. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 40-yard line.
2nd and a yard. It'll be a run out of the gun with Williams. And I don't think he got there wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at 3rd down.
39-yard line.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. He'll try to run for it with Williams. He'll be brought down at the 37, but that is good enough for a first down.
It's a gain of 2.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The threat of making a poor decision and throwing a pick is always in the back of your mind, and while you can't play scared, you do have to play smart. If you can't find an open target, throw the ball away, live for the next down.
Pistol now for Prescott. There's Ferguson, the tight end. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
14 yards.
Cowboys going to use their 3rd and final timeout, and it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half.
First down, Cowboys.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Prescott. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This will be an even 40-yard attempt.
A 40-yard attempt.
He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Cowboys move out in front. The new score, 17-14.
What a methodical drive to close this half out. I mean, let's not forget, Mike, they get the ball after the break as well, so they get back-to-back. They call it doubling up possessions. Last one of the first half, first one of the second half. It's a great opportunity to put some distance between you and the opponent.
Final moments of this first half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. He's got his man, that's Slayton, finding room at midfield. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they get the timeout. Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. They'll spot this at their own 48, meaning this is a 62-yard attempt. Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. This is still anyone's game here. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand as the second half is about to get underway. Three points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. On the return, here's Turpin. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Cowboys offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play, and it's second down.
Incomplete.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He'll work forward for a couple. Neville Hewitt, the defender there for the tackle.
The ball carrier. He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play brings up third down.
3rd and 7. Prescott. He's got his man. It's Pickens. 14 yards on that pass play there. First down, Cowboys.
That's good for a Cowboys first down. A gain of 14.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on third down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
On the play fake, Dak. Short throw brought in by Schoonmaker. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
A gain of 9.
Just take what the defense is giving you, and you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
They'll go with Williams. And they'll take this down inside the 35. They get 15 on that game. That's good for a Dallas first down.
down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical, right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
He'll step up and run this. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
16 more
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
They run on the jet sweep. And he will get into the end zone. George Pickens. Touchdown, Cowboys.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. Aubrey now for the extra point. He's got it. The Cowboys go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead.
14.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Olszewski now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready for their first possession of this second half. The deficit is 10, 24-14. So work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line.
He was brought down by Shamar James. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. Up the middle with Scalaboo. He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 8. And the Giants first down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Darnell Mooney. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6. A run straight ahead, that's Scalaboo. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Out of the gun, 3rd down. It's Dart. He'll try to run for it. And with defenders closing in, he says enough is enough and slides to a halt there.
A gain of 39
A big play and a much-needed one as well. 39 yards.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
There was a lot of questions surrounding this quarterback about whether his style of play from college would transfer to the NFL game. Well, his ability to create with his legs certainly has here today. We see it with his ability to escape pressure out of the pocket, and he's able to pick up the first down.
And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. They get 14 yards and set up first and goal.
First down.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get first down after first down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
That's complete. It's Malik Neighbors. And they'll get him down right around the 5-yard line.
A pickup of 2 brings up second and goal at the 5-yard line.
Now here's second and goal. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. And he's in. Darnell Mooney. Touchdown, New York.
Giants.
Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Sanders here for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Giants cut the lead to 3, 24-21.
Giants 21.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. CD on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Cowboys fans getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Here's a zone read to start the drive. The ball's out. And the Giants come up with it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit. And that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority and it cannot be stressed enough.
On the ground, it's Scatterboot. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. We'll get a stoppage here. There is an injured Cowboy. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try to sneak it here. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
It's a gain of a yard.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
Here's Scattaboo. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Dart going to throw here on 2nd down. That is incomplete.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
Out of a gun, here comes Dart. And he overshoots everyone. It's through the back of the end zone and incomplete.
I say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Giants will tie the game at 24.
So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive. But when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up. And they were able to do that here.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. CD on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's Dak Prescott and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Dak going to throw it here on 1st down. Left side, caught by Lamb. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards.
It's a nice start to the drive. A gain of 10 and a quick 1st down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
That'll be caught by the running back, Williams.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. They'll try the right side with Williams. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
Moving to his right. Taking off. He'll try to get there.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force fourth down.
Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line. So a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Scatterboo. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
At the 17-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw is Dart. Now a screen set up for Tracy. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. They get 24 on that one. 1st down, Giants.
1st down.
All right, Mike, so the way they teach these screenplays to the offensive linemen is you got to stop the defender's feet. You just don't want him to get a free, clean rush to the quarterback because you're so worried about getting out in front of the back. Make him start his rush over again before you slip out. Ball gets dumped right over the rusher's head. Bang, now you're in the open field.
And he's out of bounds, but they take it to the red zone. Inside the 20. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 41 yards.
Giants.
Both pre-snap and post-snap. This is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Dart. Right back to Neighbors. He's got it again. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
Giants.
It's a gain of 13, and it's 1st and goal. Tie game. 4th quarter. What a sequence looming here as we get to 1st and goal. That one too far over the end line. Overthrow. It is incomplete.
Smart decision there on 1st and goal. If it's not there early, don't get baited into a bad decision. Just throw it away and live for another down. Really nice decision making here. Brings up 2nd and goal.
On the draw, here's Scatterboo. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Wow, an important one coming here. Tie game, late, and this is 3rd down. He's got it at the 3. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain, and that'll set up 4th down.
It's now 4th.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good, and they take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. CD on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's Dak Prescott and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Prescott. And that is incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Malik Neighbors heading out with the Giants offense for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Scatterboot. Trying to bounce that outside. It went a long way for a gain of nothing.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
They'll go again with Scatterboot. And a nice run there as he surges forward. A gain of 8 and sets up 3rd down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game. Force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away, and then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game.
They'll try to run for it with Scatterboot. And he's going to have enough for the 1st down. And mark him up at the 39-yard line.
It's a gain of 8.
And defensively, these are the opportunities, Mike, at this stage in the game you just can't miss. It's a close game. 4th quarter, you find yourself trailing. You've got to be able to come up in that spot and force a stop. Instead, now the offense can drain even more time off the clock with a fresh set of downs.
A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Out of shotgun. It's Darnell. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
That's a gain of 6.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
On third down, here's Scatterboot. And he's got it. Good work there to take it to the 47 and set up first down.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Giants first down.
And they continue to lean on him in these short yardage, need-to-have-it situations, tough yards. He's been getting them over and over throughout the course of the game, and he picks up more than enough there on third down.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
Thompson on the tackle. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Cowboys' 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 2. Dart gonna fake the give and hold on to it. And that'll give him the first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
3 yards.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one.
Jalen Thompson on the stop. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Cowboys' 32-yard line.
It is 2nd and 6. Dart. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
So I really like the decision, Mike. This is a rookie quarterback making more veteran decisions, and I think in his growth process this early on in his career, those are really good signs, because how often do we see these rookies still think they're back in college, they're the best player on the field, and they can make every throw, even if it's not there. You're not going to get away with that consistently in the NFL. Throw it away. Really nice job here by the young quarterback.
A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a first down.
Here you are at the end of the game. You need a stop. You find yourself trailing. You have everybody covered, and the quarterback gets loose. Those are the plays that just kill a defensive coordinator. You're about to force a punt, about to get the ball back to your offense. Give credit to the quarterback. He made a play when they needed it.
The tackle by Kenneth Murray. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Once again, it's Scatterboot. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal, try to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
And the key to this balanced attack, like the one we're seeing here, Mike, is that everything looks the same. The defense is constantly on their heels as they try to diagnose what play's coming next. That level of unpredictability gives them the edge on any given down.
This one caught at the 4, and he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Darius Slayton. Touchdown, Giants. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Giants will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter.
Cowboys 24.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. CD on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He'll let this go for Pickens. That is brought in. And he will score. Game on. George Pickens. Touchdown Cowboys. He had the touchdown run earlier. Now add a TD reception. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense and their quarterback Jackson Dart heading back out to the field. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Scatterbury. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
To the air on 2nd down. Dart. That's complete to the tight end, Theo Johnson. And now the Cowboys are going to take a timeout. Talk things over before 3rd down.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Here's 3rd down and a few inches. It's the quarterback with the sneak. That's going to be pretty close. Looked at first glance that he had it in. He does. 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On the give, it's Scatterbury. Cowboys going to use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Stay on point, fellas. It's gonna be a good game, boys.
Throwing. Dart. Pass complete to Neighbors. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Brings up third.
This is one of those
4.
throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's a third down and 4. Here's the fullback, Rashan, and he will have a Giants first down. He was able to get it by plenty, too. Gain of 8 on that 3rd and 3.
10 at the 39-yard line.
I like that call on third down, keeping the ball on the ground. You see so often these defenses, Mike, on third down, they bring out more defensive backs. They bring out some smaller bodies. They're anticipating third down pass. There's a lot of opportunities to take advantage of it with third down run.
Second and 11. So it's a win for the men in blue. The Giants get it done. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olsen. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Giants are winners as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.